spokesperson Thabo Masebe, a very good evening to you. We thank you very much for your time. I suppose the frustration that came out today from the claimants was the fact that government missed the deadline that they put on themselves. Why has this happened?
No, there was no deadline here. As the Gauteng Provincial Government, we really wanted to settle this matter as soon as possible. So we set ourselves a target date that by the end of this year, which is December, we should have completed all the processes. But we became aware that, in fact, it would not be possible to complete all of these processes before the target date that we had set for ourselves. And when we realized that, we then called all the families to a meeting on Saturday where we explained the process, that there's a key part of the verification process which involves the families obtaining letters or certificates from the master of the court. And that process is entirely out of our hands as the provincial government. But we remain committed to paying the claims as soon as possible. But whatever we do, we have to act within the law. So this is a legal requirement that claimants have to produce proof that they are the rightful, they have authority to make the claims that they are making on behalf of the mental health care users.
But some of the claimants that came forward today are accusing government of running away and not being transparent in the process. And that seems to be the problem here, that it hasn't been communicated to them. They were told, according to them, that they would be paid on the 10th of December, which was today, which then is what we saw what happened outside David Makura's office. So what is the process here from here on out in terms of the Master of Court, in terms of getting that documentation? What has the communication been from the Gauteng Department with the claimants in essentially what is going to happen? This could take months on end.
No, but if you listened, I did say that we have been communicating with them. The last meeting we had with them was on Saturday. We convened this meeting. So if we were running away, we wouldn't even have convened the meeting. So we remained in communication with them to explain to them that a key part of the verification process involves them obtaining these certificates from the master of the court. As I said, as government, we are dealing with public funds here. Before we pay, before we make the payment, we've got to be sure that we are paying to the right person, so that you don't have a situation where tomorrow another relative comes and say, actually, the person that you paid had no legal authority to make this claim. And as government, it's not up to us to determine who has legal authority or not. It's the matter that has to be determined by the court. And that is why, and we are even assisting this process, we have been in discussion with the master of the court, and they say they are ready to assist the claimants as and when they approach the offices, as and when they approach the courts. So we remain committed as the Gauteng Provincial Government to make the payments, but we have to act within the law.
In terms of assisting the Master of Courts with those payments as well as the relevant documentation that a government now says is needed, can the government now give claimants a deadline? As some angry claimants in our clip have claimed that they want to be paid as early as this week, Friday.
Well, we are not going to set any deadline. We want the process to be concluded. So as and when the claimants come to us with the relevant documents from the master of the court, we will be able to process the payment.
Thank you very much for your time this evening. That was Gauteng Government spokesperson Thabo Masebe, of course, confirming that the set date or time allocation period that the government had set in order to pay out those Life Esidimeni claimants, these are separate from the initial ones. They've missed the deadline, and of course waiting and also giving some views there that it is due to verification of Master of Courts and not necessarily a government holding back. We'll continue to give you updates on that. Over to you, Francis.